Pinnacle effective advice to the game. Back with the starting lineups. A.J. Mitchell, Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, Aaron Cedric Coward back in the lineup. Jalen Wells, Jaren Jackson. Mark Davis will toss it.
On the other end, you have the quickness advantage for the Thunder. Whose style will win out here tonight?
Williams comes topside to Dort, 7 to shoot. A.J. Mitchell with a drive and a fadeaway that falls. A.J. Mitchell, his second season out of UC Santa Barbara. Thunder coming off an overtime win against Utah. The Grizzlies coming off a blowout loss here at home to Phoenix.
The thing is, the Thunder continue to find a nice move here by Spencer.
Sets up Jaren in the corner. His three is down. Grizzlies with a 3-2 lead. And Cam Spencer, who has had 5 or more assists in 11 consecutive games, brings up the dime. Lob attempt, and Carlson couldn't tap it home. Jalen Wells, new hairstyle. Looked like a lot of guys ended up at the barbershop yesterday.
Hold on, B. We walked out on the floor. I said, we signed another 10-day guy? I didn't even know.
Nope, that's Jalen Wells, and that's a miss.
And I just had to take one more look. I was like, oh, it's Jalen.
Dort out of the corner, and his three is through.
Too many times, you see the body there and the block. Too many times we talk about Lou Dort not shooting well, and then against the Grizzlies, knocking down 3 after 3.
Okay, I won't say it. He was 2 for his last 8, and then Carlson rings the bell from downtown.
There's going to be a lot of freedom on the floor for this Thunder team. More guys will be involved on the offensive end. More guys involved with touching the ball with SGA not playing.
Thunder team, they are the best defensive team in terms of defensive rating. Wells for 3.
So everybody, we get a sheet that has all of the statistics before the game, multiple categories. It's the one team that when you're going down on the offensive and defensive side, as Dort misses that 3 there are a lot of 1, 1st, and 2nds.
Yes.
For this Oklahoma City Thunder team. The reason why they are as good as they are.
They lead the league in scoring margin. Here's Coward. Landale, offensive rebound. Coward, off glass. Wow. Looked like there was contact as he ended up on the floor, but no air in the whistle. Dort, offensive rebound. And Spencer digs out the rebound. Dort, slow to get up. Coward on the attack, and score it, and 1. Had a 16.9 rebound game working in 13 minutes when he sprained the ankle.
He was looking like the same way he's coming off that hot Philadelphia 76er game, looking like that same Cedric Coward.
As for the Thunder, to your point, they're 2nd in the league in scoring and 1st in defense, and that's in terms of points scored and allowed. Wells against Dort. Pretty move to get around him and use the basket to shield Dort.
He did a good job. Good look ahead by Cam Spencer, but just the slowdown of the steps allowed him to free himself for that lay-in.
Jalen Williams down the lane.
Defense.
Good defense by the Grizzlies. Jaren with a rebound. Grizzlies looking for the lead. Cam Spencer back to 2nd in the league in 3-point shooting after a 4 of 6 night against Phoenix. Dort in rhythm. And that will go out of bounds.
Some little of a letdown. And you don't want to play at that type level for too long because you need the energy late in the season.
Spencer. Well, there's plenty of contact. They're letting him play. As long as they stay consistent, so be it. Jalen Williams draws a foul and will earn a trip to the free throw line. Fouls on Jalen Wells.
The whistle will blow.
Williams missed the first 19 games with a wrist injury. And included in those first 19 was the first meeting between 19-103 on December the 22nd.
I think for him, still just finding his footing. And he's one of those guys that at the end of the year, he's only averaging 17, 18 points at this point. He'll be a 20, 21 point scorer at that point.
Spencer around the Landale screen. Jock will try for 3. It's through for Jock Landale. Jock went 0 of 4 from 3. In fact, he was scoreless Wednesday against Phoenix. but he triples the Grizzlies into a 1-point lead.
So listen, Josh said, I'm gonna go get the faux hawk, and I'm gonna come back and get my jumper to go down. It's A.J. Mitchell again on the interior, then the knocked away there. So this Thunder, they've done can individually get it done.
What's really good about their defense, Brevin, they are disruptive, but they're also disciplined. They lead the league in steals, and it's not because they gamble.
They don't gamble. They're very good position defense. They have really good defenders to help them to play that action.
Wells continuing to struggle. Loose ball, Landale, and he got fouled. Isaiah James Jr. is available to the Grizzlies tonight, but Spencer's been the starter at the point as of late. As Landale drops in the second free throw, and there is Vince Williams into the game for the first time tonight.
It was nice to have Vince back. We saw in the last game that he did play the threes, the assists, and a shot here inside with Carlson able to finish up over the top. But with Vince, we saw the threes, we saw the defense, how he can affect the game in multiple ways.
Vince will try a three and knock it in.
Right on cue. As long as possible with this Thunder team. Don't allow them to run away with it earlier. They don't have the offensive drought.
A.J. Mitchell short, but that rebound tapped. Vince Williams Jr. has it for the Grizzlies. Aldama down the lane, a drop off and a finish for Landale. That was tight quarters for that drop off by Aldama, but it worked.
Tight quarters, but the right pass to throw in tight quarters, the bounce pass.
Carlson, that three off the back iron, good box out by Aldama. Caldwell Pope off the curl. Side pick and roll with Vince. There's the roll, there's the finish.
Beautiful pass there by the back. The Grizzlies here early on doing a great job. We talked about having to take care of the basketball, especially against this defense. Doing a good job of making nice passes that can be caught with their teammate. Nice D.
KCP with the knockaway. Shot clock at 6 as Isaiah Joe comes to front court. On the spin away, lost his footing. They called the foul.
Coach Isolo telling the team he really loves what he's seeing offensively. He loves the pace of the offense right now, and he said terrific job with the ball movement as well. Grizzlies 6 assists on 7 made baskets so far and protecting the ball. Just a lot more life coming out of the locker room tonight than what we saw Wednesday night against Phoenix. No turnovers yet for the Grizzlies.
Vince with a drive, a wraparound. Koloko able to save the possession. KCP's three is off. Koloko offensive rebound. Aldama with a ball fake. Caldwell Pope has a driving angle. Off glass and in for Contavious Caldwell Pope. Alex Caruso in for the first time tonight. So is Kenrich Williams for Oklahoma City, and the Grizzlies have opened up an 8-point lead. Caruso.
A driving layup.
Because right now, this Thunder team,
Space using their hands and then using their lower bodies to root out bigger players.
Brooks Barnheiser out of Northwestern is in for the first time tonight. Caruso has been bothered by a bad back, but he drops in the free throws. As you look at Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams, Jay Will from Arkansas, dealing with heel bursitis. Go through the injury report, you get a lot of medical knowledge out of it
this entire season.
Aldama finds Koloko, but had it stripped. First Grizzlies turnover of the game. Kenrich Williams. Kenrich Williams had his best game scoring-wise against the Grizzlies. He had 11. And the home win for the Thunder. Caldwell Pope behind the Koloko screen. 10 to shoot for Vince. Step back three. Boarded by Barnheiser.
Yeah, what they'll do with the quickness of this Thunder team, in these screens, they do a lot of switching, which makes it hard for you to turn the corner to play downhill to create advantages.
Bad pass. Caldwell Pope on the pickup. There was contact, tried to get it to Jalen Wells. Jalen back in the game. Koloko against Caruso, tight up along the sideline, and
for them. So see if the Grizzlies can take advantage of the bigs inside or getting on the offensive glass.
Koloko on the baseline, 7 to shoot. Top side, Santi's three is through. Santi Aldama. Since the Thunder beat the Grizzlies on December 22nd, they're just 5-4. Wow, and look at the hustle on the offensive glass by Kendrick Williams, but no payoff. 3 minutes remaining first quarter. Aldama going downhill from the dotted line. The Thunder starting 30-5 for a second consecutive season. And
a score.
Big, strong finish inside by A.J. Mitchell. He's averaging 14 a game, getting the start tonight.
And his average of 14 a game is only because
He's coming off the bench.
He comes off the bench and the other guys that are on the team. He is a dynamic offensive player.
Koloko with a good screen. Shot clock at 7. KCP contact, it's up, it's off. And first quarter point differential +5. Well, the Grizzlies are +10 going into the second quarter. Spencer sets up Jaren. His three is through. Jaren Jackson Jr. pushes the Grizzlies lead to 13.
Nice to see him with the stroke from the perimeter. The thing is, they're starting to close out, and then he can use his size on the interior.
Jalen Williams. Dort back in the game. Three-pointer is off. Jackson, Landale, Coward, Spencer, and Gigi Jackson. Jaren on the back down against Dort. Through a double team, hooks, hits, and draws the foul.
That's the way that Jaren started. Able to walk out with a victory with this lineup.
And an illegal screen. Coward, extra pass. Spencer trying to relocate. Pump fake. Gigi will try for three. Bango, Gigi Jackson.
I'd like to see Gigi continuing to have successful stints for this Grizzlies team when he's on the floor. Good D here.
Jalen Williams a miss. Rebound falls to Spencer. Gigi going downhill against Williams to the cup, banked it in. Pretty play by Gigi Jackson.
The interior still can have an advantage when the double comes.
Wiggins with the drive, slams on the brakes. And a rebound collected by Spencer. Thunder getting decent looks, but man, shooting just 34.5%. Landale's three is long. So it's Wiggins, Williams, Carlson, Dort, and Jang for Oklahoma City. Williams stymied. The three by Wiggins is well off.
The thing is, you said it right, partner. They missed a lot of open shots, and their shooters have missed some of the open shots. The Grizzlies don't want to give those guys too many good looks.
You can tell from the body language of Tomas Isilo how many open looks Oklahoma City gets. Jaren draws a foul from Wiggins before the shot.
The way that he creates shots, but the assist, nice pass here inside.
And Jaren the finish over Dort.
Nice high low there with Landale finding Jaren inside. What Cam Spencer has shown, he can do a little bit of everything.
Williams and a foul. This will be on Landale.
He's improved his passing out of those situations, but there are several technical and individual things that he can do better, and those are the things that take time. He said, but the problem is, or not the problem, the cure for that is, I don't need to talk about Cam's work ethic. He'll certainly put the work in.
Without a doubt. It's one of the things that we found out a couple of seasons ago as KCP goes to work, shot clock down to 5. Gigi, step back, double clutch three, off. With all the injuries, it helped uncover a little bit of what Cam Spencer can be. If everybody's healthy, maybe he's not this heavily invested in the rotation, certainly not starting games.
You think about for him, for Cedric Howard, what this has been able to do. Yes, the injuries have been there. Dort with the pull-up jump shot goes down. The injuries have been there, and you would love to see a Ty Jerome, Scottie Pippen Jr., Brandon Clark, Zach Edey. We can go down the names of guys that aren't playing. John Morant for this Grizzlies team. But the others that have played, we found some diamonds in the rough.
Gigi, his three is off.
And hustle like Kenny there.
Now Jaren for three. In and out. Landale working the offensive glass. And it's off the Thunder. Second chance points in the league, about 13.5. Here's Caldwell Pope for three. Aldama on offensive rebound. Grizzlies already have 9 second chance points.
They can add more to it right here.
Santi drives on Dort. Oh, to a back cutting Gigi for two. Oh, wow.
Beautiful pass, but nice job of Gigi to not hang out in the corner. He saw a defender turn his head, immediate backdoor cut, and good defense on the steal here.
Gigi with the pickup. Vince Williams wants to back down against Jang. Grizzlies have to recycle the offense here. 10 to shoot. Landale, the screen. Nice. A flare out and a three by Jackson. Vince Williams Jr. hustling the offensive rebound. Landale working the offensive glass.
Scoring, rebounding, there's nothing on the floor that Santi doesn't contribute to.
Last foul was on Jang. Caruso back in along with Kenrich Williams and A.J. Mitchell. Vince, 4 to shoot, shuffle the feet. Mitchell, Caruso, and Kenrich Williams for the Thunder.
Here's the guy that you want to continue to worry about is A.J. Mitchell here. Wiggins misses that three there, but Kenrich Williams with the offensive rebound.
Wiggins on a blow by. Wiggins only 7 points against Utah. Vince Williams Jr. three is through.
Confidence that Vince has played with since coming back from the injury has been high and needed.
A.J. Mitchell driving, hanging, and offensive foul. The arm came off, and Caldwell Pope took a shot to the mouth, it looks like. The offensive foul. The third Oak City turnover. And now this is going to be an Oklahoma City foul.
I'll tell you this tonight.
He has been a superb veteran for this Grizzlies team.
He's been fantastic. His role switch to coming off the bench. But in coming off the bench, it gave them a solid player to rely on as Jalen Wells gets caught in the air.
Caruso blocked by Koloko, and it hit Caruso's head when he was out of bounds.
Koloko again, Martin, just making play. This kept the ball alive, being in the right position. They signed him to his second 10-day, and without him, the Grizzlies would have been in a world of hurt in terms of size on the floor.
Aldama, bad cross-court pass, stolen by Wiggins. And Wiggins, the hoop and the harm. And Aldama very
on the right side.
This is a Thunder team. Now, they don't have Cason Wallace, who's great at stealing the basketball, or SGA, who's also great at it. They're second in the league in steals at 10.5 a game. They lead the league in forced turnovers. They also lead the league in turnover margin. They commit 5 fewer than they force.
It can be a little disruptive with this lineup because every time there's a screen, there's just an immediate switch that's not allowing the Grizzlies any advantage.
Wells. Nailing 105 to start. Dort. Wiggins on the attack. Koloko got a piece of the initial shot attempt. Shot clock down to 7 for Dort. He misses the 3, and Wells runs down the rebound. And then a careless pass. Kenrich Williams in for 2. And the Grizzlies will take a timeout. Grizzlies 5 turnovers here in the second quarter after none in the first.
And Bart, I'm gonna
The Grizzlies need to shut off the turnovers here in the second quarter. Cam Spencer, Jaren Jackson Jr., Wells, Aldama, and Koloko, the 5 on the floor.
When you talk about the turnovers, partner, 7-0 in terms of points off turnovers. It's 3-0 in fast break points. It's 5-2. All of these numbers in favor of the Thunder. 5-2 in terms of second chance points.
Jaren for 3. And Aldama had a reverse layup, and he passed to Jaren for an open 3.
This is where you're seeing how the Thunder's defense plays into their offense. Mitchell misses that pull-up there.
Aldama for 3. Bango. Santi Aldama. second among all NBA 7-footers in three-point makes. Only Lauri Markkanen has made more threes than Santi Aldama among 7-footers.
Santi said, I've been a playmaker long enough. Time for me to get back to scoring. As Wiggins there with the tipping, and even with the Grizzlies, Twin Towers were really 3 7-footers in the game. It is the Oklahoma City Thunder that is doing damage on the offensive glass.
Now, you talk about the scrappiness of the Thunder, and we got a held ball and a jump ball, but only 9 on the shot clock. Howard's got an open 3. Brandon Carlson back in the game for Oklahoma City. Jalen Williams.
Grizzlies, partner, even with their size advantage here in this game, still half of their shot attempts, just about half, have come from the 3-point line.
Caruso misses the 3. Howard saves, but to Carlson.